is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God may be glorified by it. In other words, Lazarus is sick, and he's going to die, but that means nothing to me because I'm God. Now when he comes back to our theme scriptures, he says to the ladies, didn't I say unto you, if you believe, you see the glory of God? Man, God has been speaking to Olivet for 10 years since I've been the senior pastor here, telling us what he's going to do. Don't you believe it yet? Still don't believe it. I know. That's why we go through spiritual gifts. By the time we get through all the gifts, you're going to see how everything works in Christianity. You won't have any doubts how anything works. Then you got to find, now what role do I play in this? Because this ain't no playing church now. This is real. Yes. And I think God is blowing my mind the way he's doing this thing. I don't know how he's putting this thing together, but he's doing it. I'd like to show you something else here. The question for the one that prays but do not believe. Let's deal with that. Begin to pray for that which you know God honors. First, this is how you do it. You thank him as if he's already provided it before you request it. Thank him. Say, Lord, I thank you for giving me this. If it's a job, thank you for the job, Lord. If it's a relationship, thank you for the relationship, because I'm going to live obedient to you. In every way, everything is obedient to you. Thank you for it. If you're hungry, Lord, I thank you for the hamburger or the tuna sandwich. And ain't got nothing when you go to work. Have no money. Years ago, I used to be a warehouseman, and things was rough, and I went to work, and I didn't have anything but a quarter in my pocket. One day I went to work, I was so hungry, boy, my stomach was growling and everything, and it came dinner time, lunchtime, and I said to Ray, Ray, I think I'm going to bypass lunch today. I'm just going to sit down here at my desk and read. And I was sitting down there reading, and Ray said, man, my wife made me 2 of these big bologna and salami sandwiches and some Fritos. Man, why don't you take one of them? And I even have an extra can of soda and everything. And I bowed my head and I cried. And he said, what's the matter? I said, oh, man, nothing. God says, I'm going to take care of you. Now, when you don't have anything, what do? I got to laugh because, see, I got this statement from the bank yesterday saying, Coleman, we're going to shut down every account you ever had. I just laughed and said, well, y'all might as well shut it down because I ain't got nothing going into it for a couple of weeks. And before the afternoon was over, the Lord had given me $200 to put in there so that I wouldn't fall into fail-safe. See what I'm talking about? But now what if I said, what am I going to do? I just laughed and said, shut it down. That's the way God works. This gift is unique. Second thing that you have to listen. After you ask him for the request, don't attempt to pray if you really don't believe that God's going to comply. Don't ask God for anything unless you believe he's going to give it to you. Because if you're around here asking in prayer and you don't believe he's going to do it, and then you act in your life that you don't believe that he's doing it, you're a hypocrite. Second thing that you have to do, ask those praying with you to be silent if they don't believe it. When you're in a group of people, you got to say, do you believe God's going to do this? Well, I got some problem. You shut up. You can do nothing for God. You keep your mouth shut. Shut up. Don't even open your mouth. Do you believe it? Yes, I believe it. Well, you lead us in prayer. You got so many folk in the church don't believe God's going to do anything. And you got them leading in prayer? You about to go through a pit. Tell them to shut up and find somebody that believes God and is going to sound like it in their prayers. Lord, you know why we want to do this. We want to give you glory from on high. That's all we want to do. Give us this so that we can glorify you. But if you're saying, Lord, I want that car so I can show my neighbors what I got and what you gave me, I hope he blow all the wheels off that sucker. In front of you and your stupid neighbors. You don't be using God for that. You belong in a word faith heretic doom dome. You don't belong in no Bible church because God's not into that mess. He's not into it. These are the ones that do not have the gift if they don't believe it because they're in the hoping stage. See, my friends, when you're in the hoping stage, you don't have the gift of faith. It is yet too good to be true for these people. Their eyes and ears have a problem registering these things. Wait a minute, I just know, man, I don't get it. I know. You don't have the gift. What you struggling for? Well, I know you right. You don't know. Why would I lie to you? I'm your brother. I know just as much as, no, you don't. He didn't give you what he gave me. Hope y'all getting this. Tell the one without the gift that God has done it. And there's no need for any further contact with God. What are you praying for? What are you praying for? What are we discussing it for? Go home. Why? It's done. That is the way God works in the church. Now, the consequences of such behavior, we want to deal with those with 2 points. The consequences of such behavior of those that don't believe that you have the gift of faith. Because some folk in the church will not believe that you have it when you have it. Number one, you will be accused of being presumptuous, advancing a cause without God being there. That's what they do. Oh, you're presumptuous, man. No, I'm not. I've spoken with God, and he speaks back with me. You see, that's what happens in Christianity. God will speak back to you. Yes, he will. Has nothing to do with a bank. It has nothing to do with who you lie with in the bed. Has nothing to do with the blood going. It has to do with your spiritual contact with the Creator and how you live it. Because if there's any sin in your life, trust me, you ain't going to hear from him at all. He's saying your heart is full of lust. You think I'm going to answer you, fool? What do you want that for? To heap it upon your own lust? You never have to watch a man or a woman that's in charge of holding God's money, because in this church we pray that they die if they take any of it. I said, God, they're going to take some money, kill them now. So if you want a position of handling money, remember, I'm praying for your demise if a dime comes up missing. You know, the brother came by the house, Alvin, and he put $100 in my mailbox for the radio ministry. And I swear, I didn't have no money. And Brother Elvin would tell you, because he got the money, there's $100 in that thing, and that thing was in my little leather pouch bag. I didn't touch it because I know that God would kill me if I touch what's his. And me and my wife said, well, we're going riding because we can't go to dinner. And had $100 in the pouch. That's God's money. Now here I am, well, I'm going to take it, but I'm going to give it back. No, he's going to take my life before I start talking smack. That's what he's going to do. The second thing, the questions of how you know or how the knowledge that you have is forthright. That's what they do. The ones that don't have the gift, they'll continuously question you. How do I know you got it? How do I know you say? See, there's traits that people that don't have it. People that have the gift of faith, I never question them. I said, what has God said? They talk to me and I say, yeah, all right, boom, there it is. Let's go. But the ones that don't have it, they got all these questions. No, you don't understand. And listen, I didn't make this up. This is all in all biblical commentaries on the gift of faith. That is the way it works in the church. That is why when you have people in the church with the gift of faith, they see it, you don't see it. You're supposed to line up behind them and say, hey, since he sees it, the man ain't been wrong yet. Come on, let's fall in line so we can march on into Jerusalem. Just like John. And I ain't talking about John Coleman, John the Baptist. Somebody. These people that don't have the gift, they are saved, but they doubt God. That's all right. There will always be those in the church that are saved, but they doubt God. They cannot see beyond their limited knowledge of God's will for their lives. And I put some things on there. A lack of Bible study, a lack of hanging around with people with the gift causes you to be like that. So you got to start hanging around people with the gift. And they'll explain how you nurture that gift. And God may give it to you down the line in the future. Now here you are trying to do life and you ain't got the gift. You better hang around with somebody that acts like they're presumptuous but know what they're doing. Because if not, you're going to hang around with somebody that's going to keep a big question mark in your head